Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kiannajit, and today we are going to talk about the holiday scaries. I'm sure you've heard of the Sunday scaries, but the holiday scaries, they're bigger, they're meaner, they're scarier, okay? And I'm going to teach you how to get through them and how to overcome them and all that stuff because right now is holiday season, honey. Right now, literally, as I'm filming this, it's actually Christmas Eve. So today's episode is going to be for the people that struggle with the holidays, people who maybe their holiday season looks a lot different than last year's. Maybe they've lost somebody, they are struggling, you have to deal with toxic in-laws or toxic family members, and the holiday season just is not something that you look forward to. Welcome to the Bestie Talk podcast. Okay. First off, before we get into anything, I need you guys all to know, if you're new here, if you're not new here, y'all already know, we listen and we do not judge at the Bestie Talk podcast, okay? I am not going to be sitting here and telling you like you should be happy and you should be jolly and all that shit during the holiday season. If you're not that during the holiday season, that's literally okay. It's okay to not feel the happiest, especially during the holiday season if you're going through shit. Number one thing that I'm going to tell you guys all the time is do not let anybody that has not gone through the things that you have gone through, the things that you've struggled with, try to tell you how to be, try to tell you how to feel, try to tell you how to act. Do never allow that to happen because they don't know what you've gone through. They don't know the struggles and the trials and tribulations that you've gone through. So don't let anyone try to tell you that or try to make you feel shitty for however you feel, especially during this holiday season, okay? If you want to be sad, then be sad. If you want to be happy, then be happy. Whatever you want to be, be. Don't let other people's opinions about whatever you've gone through change how you feel or make you try to reflect and make you feel shitty about however you feel. So on the Bestie Talk podcast, we listen and we do not judge. Ever. Ever, honey. Ever. We never judge around here, okay? If you have to force yourself to be around toxic family members or in laws, this part is for you, okay? I am not going to sit here and try to be naive or try to tell you guys to just get out and walk away. Who cares about them? Don't talk about them or don't talk to them or leave them be or don't go around that family member. I'm not naive to think that everybody can do that because most of the time, the reason why you're probably going around toxic family members during the holidays is because you're not even doing it for you. You're doing it for your kids. You're doing it for your husband or for your wife or somebody else in your family, somebody else that is important to you and that you love and that you care for. That is usually why you are forcing yourself to be around toxic family members or to be around crazy in-laws. Okay. So I'm not going to sit here and try to like shove that down your throat. If you are somebody that is on no talking terms or has completely cut somebody out of your life and you are struggling with that during this holiday season, I just want you to remember, I want you to think about the fact that you chose peace. I don't want you to try to remember what the hell they did to make you cut them off in the first place because that's easy. You remember that shit every single day because you went through that and that's the hurt and that's the heartache, right? You remember that real easy. But do you remember the peace that you chose? The peace that you chose by cutting that person off, especially during this holiday season when you're struggling with that, when you're trying to remember like, no, I shouldn't reach out or I shouldn't talk to them, or you're upset because maybe you think that you're going to be missing out on something, that you're like, I'm missing out on that family unit or whatever the case may be. You are not. You are gaining your peace. I need you to remember that you have peace, that you chose peace and the healing and all the beauty that came along with cutting them off. I can guarantee you the reason that you cut them off, right? And there's more peace, more happiness, and more great things that happened after you cut them off than there is bad, correct? So I want you to remember the good things that happened after you cut them off. And that's going to make it a lot easier to keep them cut off. Now, for the people that can't cut people off, okay, and that are struggling and still have to go see the toxic in-law or the toxic family member, I need you to evaluate your situation with them. Do you talk to them every single day? Do you engage with them every single day? Do you see them a lot? Do you only see them once a year during this fucking holiday season? What is your relationship with them? Okay. And if the answer is yes, more than likely the answer is yes to all of those questions. I need you to think about one or two things that make them toxic to you. And I'm sure that there is more than one or two things that has make that person toxic to you, okay? I'm sure you're like, oh, bitch, I got a whole ass list. It's in my phone. And I talk to my therapist about it every single week. I know, girl, but I need you to choose one or two. Okay. Because like I said earlier, the reason why you're going to this place, you're going to this gathering that has these toxic people in it is usually not because of you. You're not doing this for you, because if you're doing it for you, you probably wouldn't go. You're doing it for your kids, you're doing it for your family, whatever the case may be. But right now, what I'm asking for you to do is those one or two things. I need you to choose you, because you've already chosen everybody else this day, this holiday season. You've chosen everybody else. That's why you're in this predicament that you are in. But I need you to choose you with these one or two things. And I need you to stand on motherfucking business. I want you to put that boundary up. Those one or two things that in-law does, or that toxic family member does, or talks about, or says, or whatever the case may be, I need you to make a promise to yourself that you are not going to stand for it no more. You're not standing for it this holiday season. So if they always talk shit about what you look like, what you're wearing, who your kids are with, you have 2 different baby daddies, you have 5 different baby daddies, whatever the case may be, okay? I want you to say, I'm setting my boundary. And if that's giving them a snide comment back, if that's giving them an attitude, if that's straight up fucking ignoring them when you walk through the door, if that's getting up and walking the fuck away when they say something rude to you and they say something toxic as fuck to you during this holiday season, then that's what that means. That's what that means. Whatever it is, if you literally have to straight up say, I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm not talking about that. Whatever, because you'll be surprised. These toxic family members, these toxic in-laws, the second you shut them down, you say something to them, I don't want to, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not going to let you talk about it with me. You'll be surprised. They don't even know how to handle that. They're like, what? They don't even know how to counteract the fact that you just put a boundary up. And because they're in an area that a lot of people are watching them, a lot of people are looking around, a lot of people are judging, they're not going to react how they probably would react in private. So take that opportunity to do that, because you're going to set your boundary this holiday season. And that's how you're going to get over the holiday scaries when it comes to them. Okay, now after all of that, I need you to remember that these people have no power over you. These toxic family members, these toxic in-laws have no power over you. They have no power over how you live your life or what your life is. The only time that they have power over you is when you give them that power. When you give them the power to make you be upset, to make you be sad, to make you be angry, to make you be frustrated, is because you gave them that power. And that thought alone is so fucking powerful, because now you realize, wait a minute, I gave them that power, and baby, you can snap it the fuck back. You can snatch it back. I'm not going to give you no more power. So if they get you flustered at that holiday gathering, or they get you upset, or they say that mean thing, I need you to remember in your head, I need you to hear my voice. You don't have the power over my life. I have the power over my life. And I have the power to make your sayings and your toxicness not affect me anymore. And then, baby, guess what? They can be poof gone. You have the power to either make them poof gone or have them be riddled in your life. And you can be upset and you can be frustrated and you can be sad. So now you have the choice to choose that. And I'm going to leave it at that with that one. Okay. Next, if you are somebody who is dealing with grief this holiday season, number one, I want you to know I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. I feel you. Grief is a tricky motherfucking thing, okay? It's something that I am learning and I am growing with every single day. Something that helps me with grief, as a saying that was told to me, is that grief is like a rock, and you start carrying that rock every single day. And first, when you get the rock, you notice it all the time. It's there, it's in your pocket, it's bulky and it's heavy, and you're walking with it all the time. And as time goes on, the rock starts to be normal to you. It starts to kind of grow on you. You start to not really pay attention to how heavy it is. And it gets a little, not easier, but it gets common in your life. You get used to it. You get familiar with it. And that is genuinely what's helped me a lot in my grief journey. But I know, just like a lot of people out there, that grief during the holiday season is not a fun one. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how I view grief and how it's helped me in this new holiday season. If you don't know, I lost my grandma in September of this year, and she is my one of my favorite people in the whole world, and she is my one of my main spirit guides now, and she is somebody that I lead with her in mind all the time, and I'm going to teach you guys a little bit how I lead with her in mind and how you can lead with your loved one in mind as well. When someone that we love leaves this earth in this human existence, it feels like our world stops. It feels like literally everything comes to a fucking standstill, and you're realizing, because you realize, you think that the world actually stops. Like, how in the world can people be going on around this world? I just lost like the main person that I love. But then you realize that the world is going to continue. It's going to continue. It's going to keep going round and round and round and round and round again. It's not going to stop. And so that means that the holiday seasons are going to come about, anniversaries are going to come about, memories are going to come about. There's going to be a lot of things that come about because the world does not stop turning once you feel like your world stopped. There are going to be new seasons in your life. There's going to be new people, new experiences, new memories, just new in your life. And I want you to realize that the person that you loved so dearly to you was once new to you at one point. They were new. The experiences that they had with you were new. The memories, all of that, the love that they gave you was new at one point. And I need you to find the beauty in that this person that you loved so much was new at what point. So what makes you think that there won't be another person or another experience or another thing or another place that will be new to you, that you will feel love like that again? I want you to also realize that the person that you love so dearly is never gone. They are never gone. They live in the air that we breathe. They live in the wind, in the rain, in the sunshine, in the snow. They live in the new experiences that you will experience with new people. In those new experiences and in those new places and in those new memories and moments, they live in that moment as well. Okay. And when you start to feel that, and when you start to embrace the fact that they exist in those memories, those new ones, and in the past ones, because time does not relate to them. They are both in past, in present, and in future. They are everywhere. And when you start to embrace that and you stop hating the newness and hating all of these new memories and these new seasons and all of that stuff, and you start to embrace it, that's when you'll feel them again. That's when you'll feel their love again. That's when you'll feel their happiness. That's when you'll feel their comfort, all of that, because then you're going to notice that these new people and new experiences that come about, you start to notice, hey, they're kind of familiar. They remind me of that person. They say these things that remind me of them. They do these things, or the smells, or the places, the leaves, how they fall, the snow, all of that stuff. You'll start to realize that you will find the person that you love so dearly that's now gone in those places, in those experiences, and in those moments. And then you will start to feel them and embrace them. And when I realized all of that, it really helped me. It really, really helped me, you guys, because my grandma loved Christmas. My grandma loved Christmas. But something about my grandma is my grandpa passed on Christmas Day. And although it was the most gut-wrenching thing, losing the love of your life on your favorite holiday, okay? She still celebrated it, and she still moved forward with the love of him in her heart. And that's what I want. That's what I do, is I move forward with the love of her in my heart. And that's what I want you guys to do, is move forward with their love in your heart, because again, they don't go anywhere. They are here everywhere. It's just now they're not in this one solid being. They are everywhere. If anything, it's more amazing, honestly, that they get to experience literally everything and everywhere, and every single thing that we want to experience all at once, they get to experience. So lead with them in your heart and lead with their love in your heart, and you will start to realize how healing that can be and how beautiful that can be. I want you guys to also know that aren't alone in the grieving process of the holiday season, and everything's going to be okay. Okay? Our last little segment of today is if you are somebody who is alone for the holidays or who spends the holidays alone, I have a lot to say to you guys. Okay? Number one, I need you to get off of social media. Even if you are the most strong-willed person, even if you are like, I don't compare myself, like all of that stuff, it is very hard to not compare yourself to people on social media during the fucking holidays. Social media was created for us to share our lives and for us to compare ourselves to other people. And it's really hard when you're already feeling maybe alone or you are alone and people are posting about family and gifts and all of these things, and it's everywhere and it's suffocating for you to not go down a spiral. So I need you to get off of fucking social media during the holiday season. Just get off of it. Delete it from your phone. Take it out of your mind, okay? Just gone, because that's going to help you a lot during this whole season of the holidays and maybe not having a family or having people to celebrate with. The next thing that I want you to do is I want you to fill your cup with whatever you would fill it with on a normal day. If that's taking your dog for a walk, if that's doing yoga, if that's watching a movie, if that's making a new dish, whatever it is that you would normally do on a normal day to fill your cup, to give you a little self-love, little self-care, whatever the case may be. I need you to do that on these days that you feel like you're really alone. Because the thing about the holidays is that the only reason why they are special or they are different is because us as humans have decided that they are. And that is it. We have just decided that they are. Us as humans, each person who celebrates a holiday has decided that the holiday is special. And the beautiful thing that we can also do is also decide that it's not special and that it's not different and that it's just a normal day. So you can do the same thing when the holidays come up and Christmas and New Year's and all of that stuff, okay? You can choose that it's not special and it's not different and it's just any other normal day. And if to hell with anybody, if they try to make you feel any different way about not celebrating a holiday or not really being around during a holiday, it is you and your life. And to hell with anybody who has anything to say about you and your life, okay? They're not living in it. They're not living your life. Fuck them, okay? I also want you guys to journal things that you are grateful for. I know you guys hear me talk all the time about journaling and you're probably sick and tired of it, but you're going to journal the things that you're grateful for. This can be for anybody. I want you to journal things that you are grateful for. It does not have to be nothing fancy, okay? Because it's really, really hard to focus on things we do not have and wallow in the pity, okay? When you're being grateful and you're talking about things that you're grateful for and pointing those things out. It's really hard to be sad and depressed when you're pointing out things that you're happy and grateful for. And it does not have to be anything fancy. You can be, I'm grateful for the air in my lungs or the socks on my feet. It can literally be anything, but I want you to physically write them out, read them out loud to yourself, and sit in gratitude for those things. Okay. Last thing that I have for today's episode is remember that the best company that you can ever have is ourselves. Because at the end of the day, dust settles. The only person that we have that will never, ever, 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 ever leave us is ourselves. Okay? Relationships, family, friends, all of that stuff have the potential to leave us. The only person who does not have the potential to leave us is us. We can give ourselves love, respect, kindness, happiness, comfort, all of those things. You can give yourself all of those things, and you will never ever leave yourself. And the fact that you are already doing it, you are mastering a skill that most people cannot even bear. And that is being present within yourself and being happy within yourself and having solitude. A lot of people cannot stand that. They can't even stand to be in a silent room by themselves because they will feel like the walls are crashing in on them. And you are mastering that skill. And that is a beautiful skill to have, baby. It is a beautiful skill to have. Okay? Own that skill, be present with that skill, and learn to master it. Because once you master that, the world is yours. I love you guys so much. I hope this episode really helped you with the holiday scaries because they're scary, bitch. They are scary. The Sunday scaries get me, but the holiday scaries got me up in the chokehold. I hope you guys have an amazing day whenever you are listening to this. I have a big Christmas gift that is coming to you guys. I am doing intuitive messages for all the signs for 2025. I'm so excited, you guys. Make sure you guys tune in. That'll be the next episode that posts on Bestie Talk Pod. But I love you guys so much. Don't let the holiday scaries get you down, okay? I love you. I'll see you guys next. Well, I'll see you guys in the next episode, but then after that, I'll see y'all next year. Okay, bye.